In preparation for our character book parade on October 30th, our Quarles teachers wanted to share some suggestions and ideas for reading at home.
Hello. Today I'm going to share with you some ways that you can engage your kindergarten student in literary activities at home. The first way is reading to your child every night. Research shows just 20 minutes a night will help increase their fluency, comprehension, and vocabulary development. Not only will this have positive effects on your child's academics, but this is a very special time for you and your child to really snuggle up together with a favorite book and truly get lost in a literary adventure together. Now, parents often ask me, my child wants to read the same book over and over and over. Is this normal and should I allow it? My answer is always yes. Children need to self-select stories that they're interested in. Now, this might be daunting for parents listening to that same book over and over, but it really creates a love for reading with your child, and it creates confidence because if you'll notice with emergent readers, they kind of tend to memorize those familiar stories and read it back to you, and that confidence is what's going to take them far in their reading life. Now, my third piece of advice is please have your child talk about the text as you read. Ask guiding questions like, who were the characters in the story? What adventures did they go on? What was the problem in the story? Why do you think the characters solved the problem that way? These type of questions will help develop their oral language, and oral language development will help translate into writing in future years. Now, most young children will tell you, I can't read. And I tell kids, yes, you can. You can find words in the text that you know. You can read the stories in the pictures, and you can also retell the story by looking at the pictures. Encourage your child to read those illustrations as you read. Now, I hope you enjoy your reading time together with your child. Happy reading!
Hi, I'm Miss Whitman and welcome to first grade. Today we want to share with you some tips and tricks on learning how to read with your child. Number 1, find a book that interests your child. Research shows that children who are interested in subjects read more. Research also indicates that when you read with your child at home, you have a more successful reader in the classroom. The first thing you want to do is, of course, find a book that interests your child. When you open the book, you want to ask your child questions about the book. For example, parts of the book. What page is this? Your student should respond, parts of a book, the title page. This is the front cover, the spine, and the back cover. When you begin reading with your child, we always encourage children to use their pointer finger or their index finger, reading left to right. We like to track our words in the classroom using one spoken word for one word that's written on the page. When you come to a word that you don't know, we encourage the children to use phonics skills that they've learned in the classroom to decode that word. For example, when you see the word splat and you are sitting there trying to figure it out or sound it out, you might ask a question like, what sound does that A make? Is it a short vowel or a long vowel? What do you hear? What do you see at the end? And then they'll tell you those things and it'll help them decode the word splat. As you go, we want to turn the page at the bottom corner. As you read the book, ask questions. Encourage them to look at the pictures when they don't know words. For example, maybe they don't know the word cat, and they can look at the picture. What do you see in the picture? What animal do you see? And they'll say cat. Well, do those letters in that sequence look like it might say cat? As you go through the book, ask reading comprehension questions such as, who are the characters in the book? Where does the story take place? When does the story take place? Does the main character have any other friends in the book? What is the character doing? Why are they doing this? And that will help them understand what's happening in the story.
Hey guys, I'm Miss Taylor. I'm the second grade virtual teacher this year, and I want to talk to you for a few minutes about reading strategies. We encourage you to read with your child every night. We would like for all students to read for at least 20 minutes every night. You may read to them, you may listen to your child read by themselves, or you can read along with them. Now you may say, how in the world am I going to get my child to read for 20 minutes every day? One of the most important things that we can recommend is find books for your student that is going to motivate them and encourage them to read. We don't want reading to be a chore. We want it to be enjoyable for them. So if they find books that they like to read, it's not so mundane for them to sit down and want to read. We cover a skill here in second grade that's called point of view. And basically, it's talking about the characters in different stories and how they have different views of what's happening in the story. For example, in our book, The Three Little Pigs, I'm sure most of you know this story. There are three little pigs. One of them builds a house of straw, one of them builds a house with bricks, but all are very afraid of the wolf. They have the point of view that the wolf is trying to eat them. Remember, he knocks down all the houses until he gets to the brick one. So they have a different point of view than the wolf. In the true story of the Three Little Pigs, however, this story is told from the point of view of the wolf. Now in this story, he says, I am not trying to eat you. I am simply trying to find a cup of sugar. So in the two different stories that I've mentioned to you today, each of the characters have different points of views, but it's basically the same types of stories. So remember, ask your students questions as they're reading. What's happening in the story? How does that character feel? What is that character thinking? Okay? We encourage you to do all of these strategies with your child. Happy reading!
Reading skills and strategies are especially crucial in third grade as we prepare for the Gateway State Test. It is important that we not only answer reading questions accurately, but that we can also support where it came from in the text. A fun topic that we teach in third grade are character traits, which is very useful at the time that we are now trying to figure out what book character we might want to be. Choose to dress up in a book character that might match your traits, or you can choose one that you just enjoy reading about. Character traits are aspects of a person's behavior. Everyone has character traits, both good and bad, including our favorite fictional characters. Character traits are often labeled with descriptive adjectives such as patient, nice, jealous, mean, or rude. Often, someone's character and personality are intertwined. So this is the first grade book, Little Blue Truck, where even the truck is the character in this reading that has its own traits. The little blue truck is a nice truck. However, the big yellow dump truck is a little grouchy and rude. And so it goes on to tell you that when the dump truck, who was grouchy and rude, got stuck, not many people wanted to help him. However, little blue, that he about ran off the road, decided to come along and help him out. Look how much smaller he is from the big dump truck. And he still wanted to try to help. Now, nice little blue got stuck, and guess what? His friends began to help him. So it shows you that good character traits make a big difference on how people see you and how people treat you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Kiefer, the librarian at Quarles Elementary Library, and I would like to read this story to you for Family Literacy Night. Hal, by Kate Messner, illustrated by Mark Siegel. Hal, to read a story. Step 1. Find a story, a good one. It can have princesses and castles, if you like that sort of thing, or witches and trolls, as long as they're not too scary. Step 2. Find a reading buddy, a good one. A buddy can be older or younger, or a person your age, or maybe not a person at all. Make sure your reading buddy is nice and snuggly, and make sure you both like the book. If you don't agree, go back to step 1. Sometimes it takes a few tries to find just the right book. Step 3. Find a cozy reading spot. Outside is fun, but not if it's very cold. Unless you have thick woolen blankets, hats and scarves, and cups of steaming hot cocoa. And not if it's very hot. Unless you have trees to shade you from the sun, a hammock to catch cool breezes, and tall glasses of icy lemonade. Inside is good. Couches are cozy. So are chairs, big enough for 2. Just be careful not to get stuck. Step 4. Look at the book's cover. Can you guess what it's about? The princess, the dragon, and the robot. Step 5. Step 5. Open the book. This is the exciting part. Once upon a time. Read the story in a loud, clear voice. Not too slow and not too fast. You can point to the words if you like, but you don't have to do that. Step 6. When the characters talk, whatever's being said, say it in a voice to match who's talking. I will save the kingdom. I am the most powerful in all the land. I'm hungry for lunch. Soon the castle will be mine. Beep. Step 7. No matter what you read, hold the book so your buddy can see the pictures. Buddies get impatient when they can't see well. So try sounding them out, or looking at the pictures to see what makes sense. They were afraid the dragon would burn down. Oh, the castle. If you need a break, you could pause for a minute and talk to your reading buddy to predict what might happen next. Will the castle catch on fire? Will the princess tame the dragon? Will the robot marry the princess? Will the horse make friends with the dragon? Will the dragon eat them all for lunch? Step 9. When you get to the exciting parts, make your voice sound exciting too. Who dares to disturb me in my castle? robot was so scared, all his metal parts rattled. What would they do? But the dragon said, "Who dares to disturb me in my cave?" But the princess tackled the dragon and held him down. "You must promise you'll leave our kingdom in peace. When you and your buddy can't stand it any longer, turn the page to see, to read how things work out." The dragon promised and decided it was better being friends. And they all lived happily ever after. Step 10. When the book is over, say, "The end." One more page. And then, if it was a really good story, go right back to the beginning and start all over again. Thank you, Chronicle Book Publishers, for allowing us to view your book.
Go. Keep these reading suggestions, tips, and tricks in mind when you're enjoying some reading time at home with your child. Please comment below what you thought about our literacy talk, and we encourage you to share your favorite reading ideas that you and your child use. We're looking forward to our character book parade on October 30th. Don't forget to dress up as your favorite book character. We will post our parade video for you to watch with your child and share with your family.